It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
A lot of people over the last couple of weeks, a little over a week since the news dropped about the PGA and LIV Golf merging, everyone kind of has this look of what just happened, including PGA golfers. So if you're a casual golf fan and if you're a man or a woman who aren't into golf and you're kind of glazing right now and tuning out, stick with me because this is a wicked, weird story. Okay, so basically the civil war between the PGA and LIV Golf ended last week, but the resolution is one of the strangest moves in the history of sports. It's really strange. So LIV Golf, which was founded just in 2021, was marketed as an alternative to the PGA Tour for both players and fans who had supposedly just grown tired of the old, growing old in the tooth PGA Tour.
That's what I wanted to ask you about because I read the story and I had never heard of LIV, or I thought it was LIV. I had no idea how it was even pronounced, how it came about, why, and what is all this controversy about?
Well, you're right. It is LIV, and you're also right that a bunch of people didn't know how to say it. They didn't know if it was live or live.
Yeah.
It's live. That's the Roman numeral for 54.
Okay.
Because they have 54 hole tournaments with a 48-player field. And they said, they're all about growing the sport. And PGA puritans like the commissioner, Jay Monahan, who is he's in a weird spot right now, chastised the Saudi-backed upstart as a blatant example of sportswashing in a vulgar attempt to launder their miserable human rights record in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so that's where it started.
That's where it started. So what's interesting is listen to, a lot of family members of 9/11 victims have taken aim at LIV Golf due to the widespread belief that Saudi Arabia was involved in the terrorist attacks. The plan was carried out by 19 terrorists,
right?
If you remember, including 15 Saudi nationals. And Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden was also born in Saudi Arabia. But listen to this is the PGA commissioner just a year ago.
Ooh.
Listen to his comments.
9/11 Families United sent a letter to the representatives of Phil, Dustin, Bryson, Reed, and others, quote, expressing their outrage towards the golfers for participating in the new league and accusing them of sports washing and betraying the United States, end quote. And that's gotten a lot of steam over the last 24 hours. That story first reported again in the New York Post. How much did you talk to your players about the possible ramifications if they sign on with the new league?
I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that there are significant implications. And as it relates to the families of 9/11, I have two families that are close to me that lost loved ones. And so my heart goes out to them. And I would ask, any player that has left or any player that would ever consider leaving, have you ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour?
I mean, dude dug in.
So let me ask you this. The defectors of the PGA that went over, were they going over because they were paid a lot of money?
Oh, hell yeah.
Or
huge money.
That sounds like the only reason that they would.
Well, you just heard the commissioner right there. So they were banned. If you went to LIV Golf, you were banned from everything but major tournaments. So, you could play the Masters.
But you were banned from everything else?
Yeah. Even Phil Mickelson, who agreed to defect to LIV for a reported $200 million, referred to the kingdom as, quote, a scary mother.
Ooh.
To them as scary mother effers.
Wow.
While recalling the 2018 murder and dismembering of that Washington Post columnist, Jamal Khashoggi, at the Saudi consulate. Remember when that happened in Istanbul?
Wow.
So hearing that commissioner just a year ago, so amidst all of this controversy, you have LIV luring people over. Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson reported 9-figure deals. which led to a massive legal stalemate. So Mickelson and DeChambeau were among 11 players who filed an antitrust lawsuit against the PGA Tour last August. And LIV joined as plaintiffs, and the PGA Tour countersued.
Wow. I didn't know all this. I didn't know this about Phil Mickelson. This is crazy.
So last week, the Saudi Public Investment Fund combined its golf business with the PGA Tour. Remember the words of the commissioner a year ago, and the DP World Tour to create one golf entity. And this seems like a takeover of the sport is over because one group had far more cash than the other.
So they actually combined?
Yes. Listen to Bryson DeChambeau on CNN talking about the merger.
It's not just about 9/11. What does it make you uncomfortable at all? Because it's not just that they're accused of financing terrorism. They also are accused of killing a Washington Post reporter, Jamal Khashoggi. How do you feel knowing that that is where the money is backed by?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's unfortunate what has happened, and that's something I cannot necessarily speak on as I'm a golfer, but what I can say is that what they're trying to do, what they're trying to work on is to be better allies, because we are allies with them, and look, I'm not going to get into politics of it. I'm not specialized in that, but what I can say is they are trying to do good for the world and showcase themselves in a light that hasn't been seen in a while, and nobody's perfect, but we're all trying to improve in life.
Yeah, I think they would say, it's not just about politics, it's also about human rights, and that is where the critics have weighed in so heavily on this.
This is such a complete mess. I mean, I'm sure the PGA players feel totally betrayed. How is this going to work now that they've combined? Now that they're one entity, Barnes?
That's a funny question because who knows? I mean, they're still going to let the details unfold as how this is going to work, what it means for the tour. What about the players that took all that money to go? What about the lawsuits that are going on? So I guess everything just dissolves and you just go on.
What a mess.
It's complete hypocrisy. And I don't see how, if you're a PGA player, how you could even look at that dude in the face and go, a year ago, you're talking about, family members from the 9/11, and you're okay with this?
By the way, did he communicate any of this to the players that this was going to happen, or it just happened? So that's why I feel like the players should feel completely, defamed or
all the way up to people like Tiger Woods.
Exactly.
It seems that none of them knew what was going on. I saw one tweet.
That's the shocking part.
Yeah. I mean, Dylan Wu, who is a 26-year-old second-year player on the tour, he said, quote, "Tell me why Jay Monahan basically got a promotion to CEO of all of golf in the world by going back on everything he said the past 2 years.
Yeah.
I guess money always wins."
You would be completely feeling betrayed. That is insane. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next.
So there you go. PGA and LIV Golf for dummies. Us included.
Yeah, well, thank you.
99X. Stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
The Morning X. With Barnes and Leslie.
99X.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.